G'day from Seattle, Washington. My name is Sherr and I'm a yacht broker with Norseman Yachting, headquartered at our Seattle office. Today, I'm going to be walking you through Motoryacht Aqua Villa. She is a custom-built 80-foot Norseman, first commissioned in 2010. With her go-anywhere capabilities, this yacht was designed with super yacht level intentionality. From her imaginative profile lines to her intricate fit and finish, Aqua Villa not only looks different from most 80-footers, but most boats in this size range only have a fraction of this Norseman's magic. There are three things that I wanted to point out before we get started today. The first is the accommodation. It's rare to see an 80-foot boat that can accommodate 11, including crew. The most outstanding accommodation, as you might imagine, is her on-deck master with a massive 240-degree wraparound view. The second feature I love is the immense volume on Aqua Villa. Designed by Gary Grant, who is best known for his designs of Heath and super yachts, he has outdone the competition in this size range, with 7.5 foot of headroom in the Sky Lounge and wrapping curved custom windows like we saw in the Master. Every inch of this boat is made up of usable space and a remarkable amount of storage. The third thing before we get started today I wanted to point out is her tender garage. This wide tender garage allows you to launch and retrieve your tender without the need of cumbersome davits. Another benefit of this design means your deck spaces remain uncluttered and freed for your guests to use. This also helps in lowering the center of gravity, aiding in stability. Anytime you have an invested owner that lets a yacht design team run with his ideas, you have a chance to create something incredibly special. In the case of this 80-foot Norseman, you have a yacht that pushes the envelope and raises the bar of expectation set for any motor yacht in this class. Over the next handful of minutes, as we cruise around Lake Washington with the Seattle skyline in the background, I'm going to show you everything that makes this yacht one of a kind, with a pedigree that doesn't back down from anything. Let's get started today on the bridge deck aft. Because the tender is stored below in the garage, this area is all about you and your guests. Centerlined aft is a large jacuzzi for 6 with bench seating that wraps around the front side. Especially here in a chillier climate like we have up here in the Pacific Northwest, this is a great escape on those cooler evenings. Notice the glass gunnels that we use to make sure you don't miss out on any of the view offered from this elevated lookout. To port, there is a wet bar and grill station for putting those freshly caught shrimps on the barbie, which you can enjoy at one of the 2 L-shaped seating areas found forward. These mirrored lounging areas are equipped with high and low teak tables to port and starboard, just below the hardtop. Integrated into the hardtop is lighting, speakers, and a set of large skylights that help lighten up the area. Now let's enter the Sky Lounge through the floor-to-ceiling glass doors as we get a glimpse of what the interior has in store. This Sky Lounge is easily the size of the main salon on any other 80-footer. This part of the boat is all about windows, and we first see this after the bar. And when we look overhead to see the skylights from the exterior hardtop make another appearance inside. Underfoot, we are welcomed by hardwood teak and holly flooring, giving the Sky Lounge a classic motor yacht look. There is a wet bar to port with 2 leather bar stools along the top and a stainless steel sink. For appliances, there is an induction 2-burner cooktop, microwave, U-line fridge and ice maker, and storage for the glassware above. Across from the bar is a nice sized desk when you need to get things done, with the entrance to the dayhead found just forward. An L-shaped settee to port with a table serves as an informal dining area when you don't have many guests on board. The table can actually drop down to convert to an extra berth if you've got a full house and need the extra accommodation. This seating faces a centerline TV. To starboard is a staircase that leads down to the forward section of the main salon, an area that we will visit in just a few minutes. Directly in front of the TV is an expandable table and leather settee facing the helm. If you're an owner-operator or cruising couple, this is where you'll spend a lot of time together. Now let's break down the helm, found just forward. First, I wanted to point out the 4 multifunction displays across the top of the helm. These can be set up to display CCTV, the Furuno navigation system, as well as ship systems. Centerline we find the compass, rudder angle indicator, Furuno autopilot, and the ship's wheel. To starboard of the wheel we see one of 2 Caterpillar engine monitors, a Furuno black box control, and a data display. Directly below are window wiper controls and a Wesmar Stabilizer system control. Finally below we find Caterpillar electronic engine controls, side power, bow and stern thruster joysticks, Bennett trim tab controls, and a pair of Maxwell chain counters. Stepping outside the wheelhouse to starboard, we first come to one of two bridge wing stations. I want to point out the walk-around decks that lead forward from the Sky Lounge and connect with our Portuguese bridge. One of my favourite things about yachting in the Pacific Northwest are the scenic backdrops you find while cruising from the lakes onto Puget Sound. One of the ways that Aqua Villa makes the most of what these cruising grounds have to offer is with the use of her swim platform and tender garage. Transom stairs to both port and starboard lead to and from the swim platform. This Euro transom design makes it easy for your crew to do their job as you get on and off the dock. Stainless steel stanchions wrap around the aft end and sides of this teak finish platform. These can be removed for boarding your tender. Let's talk about the tender real quick. Included in the sale of this Norseman is this Avon Seasport 430 jet tender. A comfortable and fast tender like this is ideal for reaching those areas that you otherwise could not reach due to the size of the yacht. This is also a good time to point out both the tender and Aqua Villa have spent their life in fresh water on Lake Washington. This means you won't see the standard wear and tear that you would normally see on a saltwater kept boat. When you're done running around on the tender, retrieval is easy. You just pull up to an open garage and drive straight in. In addition to the tender garage, there are two other hatches that raise up hydraulically. The first is on the starboard side, which houses a 9 kilowatt Cummins-Onan night or emergency generator. On the port side of the garage is the first of two entrances into the crew area. Stepping inside and down a few steps, we first come to the crew head that doubles as a guest head when you're out having fun in the water. Next, we step into the crew cabin with a bunk configuration. For now, let's step past the engine room so I can show you the ship's engine control room. This big boat feature is where you'll find the yacht's battery switches and electrical panels. After this is a washer dryer with a sink and a folding area just beyond. These stairs lead up to the Salon, a feature we'll highlight in a few minutes. Also note, looking inboard, we can see the tender garage from all sides of the crew space as we make our way around into the engine room. Aqua Villa is equipped with a pair of efficient Caterpillar C32 engines that put out 1,652 horsepower per side. Found outboard of the engines are two Cummins-Onan generators, one 27.5 kilowatt to port and a 32 kilowatt to starboard. This engine room stands out because of the nearly 6.5 foot headroom and the fact that there is plenty of space for easily servicing the machinery. When this 80 Norseman is underway, she has a top speed of just under 23 knots and a cruise speed of 12 knots at 1500 RPM. She has a fuel capacity of 2,300 gallons. She also has a range of 1,200 nautical miles at a slow cruise speed of 8.6 knots. Next, let's jump up to the Aft Deck, which is where you'll be spending most of your time in the warmer months. Guests can circle up around a moulded dinette that rests completely below a hardtop. Maxwell 2200 capstans paired with large stainless steel cleats are found outboard of the seating to port and starboard. Forward of these on the starboard side are stairs leading up to the bridge deck aft. And below the stairs is a clever spot to store your guests' shoes. Looking forward to the port side is another group of smart features, like a storage cabinet for 4 custom teak chairs below a sink that remains hidden when not in use. Also found on the port side is an impressive aft helm station that is loaded with everything you'll need to run the boat in dicey conditions or while docking shorthanded. From here, let's step into the Salon. Everything about this Salon was carefully thought through and pored over by her current owner and the yacht's designer. As a real estate developer, her owner said that designing this yacht was more intense than designing a handful of high-rise buildings, which is saying something. In the aft part of the Salon, we have a comfortable seating area for up to 9 guests arranged around a coffee table. Filling the space with exterior sunlight are large curved windows that highlight how open this space is. Opposite the seating area is a TV cabinet. After the TV is the entrance into the crew quarters, an area we've already covered, which can double up as guest accommodation for the owner-operator. Forward into port is Aqua Villa's formal dining area. Especially in the Pacific Northwest, this area gets used all the time on board. Looking to starboard, we see a small bar area with a U-line ice maker and storage that services the salon and formal dining area. This rests next to a winding staircase that leads up to the Sky Lounge, which we've already visited. On the forward side of the stairs is a large wine cooler that leads us into the galley. The galley features a teak and holly sole underfoot and a ton of storage throughout, something her owner was adamant about maximising. For example, there are even drawers built into the toe kicks below the cabinets. The appliances found in here include an oversized fridge freezer and a large sink that's below a hull side window. Forward in the galley is a microwave and a GE induction cooktop with a full-size Bosch oven below. Also found below the stone countertops are two Fisher & Paykel dishwasher drawers. Opposite the galley to starboard is a day head. A cool feature in here is the paneling on the wall. It looks and feels like stitched leather, but is actually specially designed ceramic tile which has leather above. On our way towards the master, I just want to point out the stairs that lead to the lower guest accommodation, as well as a watertight access door opposite the stairs. Now let's step into the master, skipping the master ensuite for just a minute. The owner's cabin in Aqua Villa is a showstopper, and I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a more outstanding master in this size range. Boasting a 240-degree view, windows wrap around the space, offering an unparalleled perspective of your surroundings. Below the windows is a ton of storage that wrap around the forward-facing king-size berth. Over to the port side is a small seating area with a pop-up vanity. At the push of a button, a 32-inch TV drops down from the deckhead. The ensuite has a large tub and a TV, allowing you to really take your time when you're relaxing here. Forward in here is the vanity, and facing aft we see there's also a shower stall. From here, follow me down to the guest accommodations found on the lower deck. When you reach the lower guest foyer, underfoot is a map of the world made up of opals and precious stones. The aftmost stateroom is a full-beam VIP guest suite. Stepping inside, you'll see an offset queen berth that is flooded by light pouring in from the large portholes. Off to port is a sitting area with a desk and a large bookshelf. The forward-facing berth has a clear line of sight of a large wall-mounted TV. On the starboard side is this cabin's ensuite. Leaving here and heading forward, our next stop is on the port side. This cabin has a double berth below a hull window, a large cedar-lined closet aft, and the entrance into the ensuite which is found forward. This ensuite has a shared entrance from the lower companionway, as it is also used with the starboard cabin just across the hall. The starboard cabin is the smallest of the guest accommodations, which has a berth that was designed to measure the exact size of a first-class berth on an Emirates jumbo jet. All the way forward in the lower companionway is the bow VIP. To both sides of a walk-around queen berth is mirrored seating below a pair of respective portholes. Aft on the port side is a vanity that's just below the TV. Aft on the starboard side is the VIP's ensuite. Let's jump overhead for the last stop on today's walkthrough, the bow. First, let's take a look at the ground tackle, which is made up of twin Maxwell 3500 capstans connected to two oversized polished 316 grade stainless steel ship's anchors. Found adjacent are a couple of stainless steel cleats for lines and dedicated fender storage hatches, port and starboard. And finally, centerline aft of the mooring station is a private sitting area for 6. Thanks very much for joining me today on the walkthrough of this 2010 80-foot Norseman. If you have any questions or would like to schedule a viewing, feel free to reach out to me anytime. For anyone in the Pacific Northwest looking to buy or sell, we'd love to use our expertise, industry-leading marketing, and diverse on-the-water experience to help you in the process today.